What is up, Gotham fans? I'm Tyler from Z&D Comics. Welcome to my review of Season 1, Episode 5, Viper. So I'm going to start out with my non-spoiler review, and I gotta say, what problem I have with this episode is I'm breaking up my, grade score into two parts. One is, as an episode, if I just were to, watch this episode as any good old Batman fan without really knowing too much about Gotham and watching the past four episodes, I give it an 8 out of 10. Episode was great, but a problem I'm having with Gotham right now is its continuity. I feel like they're kind of bouncing all over the place. I feel like they're giving a shitload of Easter eggs and then like kind of not giving Easter eggs. And I feel like it's kind of getting convoluted and I'm not really liking it. So my real score is a 6 out of 10, which is good. It's kind of just like, like 6 out of 10. The reason is like the episode was good. It's just like, for instance, what happened to the Balloon Man storyline? And what happened to the storyline with like the doll maker? I feel like they're kind of just bringing in these storylines and then leaving them be. For instance, this episode is about Viper, which is a new drug on the street, and it's really interesting because this drug is connected to Wayne Enterprises and Wellzine, and there's this man named Stan Pulowski who is actually giving people this Viper drug, which is related to another drug, which I don't want to mention because this is my non-spoiler review, but just overall, it's just another storyline. Now, the only thing that's really connected in all five of these episodes is the crime boss storyline, which is of course Falcone, Maroni, and Penguin, and then of course Fish Mooney. But the real main storyline, besides the crime boss, with of course like Dollmaker, the Balloon Man, they're kind of just giving us random things. So, I mean, if you think about it the right way, if you think about it long enough, eventually you'll be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But what I usually do is I overthink, and then eventually I give good scores for that. But right off the bat, I gotta say, I don't like the theory of Gotham right now. I don't like how they're bouncing all over the place. So I do give Gotham this episode a 6 out of 10, but I gotta admit, it's pretty awesome seeing Viper, this drug, and I'm pretty bold. It's pretty bold and ambitious of them just to bring out powers because, seriously, I mean, this Viper drug actually increases the person's strength, sort of like what Venom does, but on a lower level. And literally, it's like we saw people lifting ATM machines, jumping off buildings, and it was like, wow, I was not expecting that at all. Like, not at all. And I knew Gotham was going to have some weird things. For instance, the Balloon Man episode. Come on, weather balloons, people falling from the sky. That was pretty awesome. But this episode really brought it up. And the preview for the next episode, I think we're going to be seeing something related to Scarecrow. And it looks like it's really going to be scary because they're kind of giving that Halloween theme to it because next week's episode is only going to be a few days away from Halloween. So they kind of want to give that scary fall feel to it. So it's kind of awesome to have an episode like that. And I feel like they're going to drop a ton of Scarecrow Easter eggs. And they did drop a lot of Easter eggs in this episode. And even for the preview for the next episode, we saw like a question mark on the Riddler Cup, on, Edward's Cup. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're giving us these Easter eggs and then not giving us these Easter eggs. And it's all right. I mean, besides the Easter eggs, if you kind of throw that part away, one thing that's like really spot on and I really, really like is the crime ball storyline. I gotta say, Fish Mooney is a great character. I know people don't like her, but I think she's badass. I mean, I think she fits into Gotham perfectly. I like how she uses sex as like a, like really, like she just like uses it. And even that new girl that she has, like we find out what her purpose is at the end of the episode, and it's just like, wow. That's awesome. I like it. I really like the crime boss. Falcone, Maroni. I love how Maroni, they grabbed that actor from Dexter. I just got into Dexter, and I just realized, I'm like, oh my God, the person in Dexter is the same person in Gotham. So I was really happy to see that too. So actors are really good. I mean, I think the Falcone, Maroni, Penguin, and Fish Mooney storyline is the best part about Gotham by far. The second best would probably be Bruce Wayne, and third would probably be like Detective Gordon and, everything like that. And I got to admit, these episodes have been pretty damn good. It's just, I think they're good as singular episodes, but not very good as a whole. So that's pretty much my non-spoiler review, but now I'm going to get into the spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, just come back to this part of my review and keep watching. Okay, so now that those people are gone, let's get into the spoilers. We find out that Viper is actually a lower grade version of Venom. And we actually find that out because I think it's Sam Podlowski, and basically Sam Podlowski worked for Wellzine, which was a company that does pharmaceutical drugs, and they actually worked with Wayne Enterprises. We find out in this episode that there are people working for Wayne Enterprises who are actually evil and are trying to, get this Viper drug out there because the purpose of the Viper drug was to give, soldiers like a boost, sort of like what Captain America used and something like that to give a more, a good metaphor for that. But basically, Viper is a drug that they tested on soldiers, didn't work, and basically Bane is the person who uses Venom, and Venom is a lot stronger. Especially Bane actually makes his Venom his own Venom. So I mean, like Viper's like here, and Venom's like up here. So if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not trying to say like when people are injecting this Viper, they're getting pretty strong powers. I mean, they don't really look different. It's just they get strong for about 3 hours and they literally just die. They have a good explanation that Edward Enigma gives up is that basically they're using all their calcium. That's why they had to drink so much milk. And sorry, you're probably hearing background music. My mom having a party upstairs. But anyway, like I was saying, basically what the Viper drug does is that literally it grabs the calcium out of your body, which is kind of like where you get your strength, and that's why people have been drinking like gallons and gallons of this milk and everything. So big purpose of the Viper storyline I would like to see is that it's connecting to the Bruce Wayne. We find out that Bruce and Alfred are sort of working together. After this episode, they find out that Wayne Enterprises and like literally no one can be really trusted. So at the beginning of the episode, Alfred was like, can we just throw these goddamn conspiracy theories away and throw them in the fire? And then at the end of the episode, Alfred's like, you know what? Screw you. You know what? I'm with Bruce Wayne on this one. So Bruce Wayne and Alfred are working together, and I like that. Now, like Bruce Wayne's really working on his detective work, and now that there's going to be a closer pack relationship between Bruce Wayne and Alfred, we're going to get to see that transcendence between like Bruce Wayne becoming Batman and training to become Batman. And the moment I'm waiting for in the TV show is when Bruce Wayne disappears from Gotham and everyone thinks he's gone or dead. That's the moment I'm waiting for. I just hope that happens. Probably not going to happen until like season 4 or season 5 if that even goes this long. But I got to say this episode was good. I got to say like they dropped the Venom. I was okay with that cuz I would think Venom is something that happened before Batman. Batman didn't create Venom. So that's definitely something they could do. One character I think they should have brought in is Hush. I don't want to get into that, but I'm just going to throw that out there. Hush is definitely a character they should have already brought in. I mean, they better bring him in the first season because he makes Hush is the one character that fits so well. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing like an origin of Bane. If you did read the origin of Bane, I actually reading right now. I think it's like a Nightfall, which it is. There's like 3 volumes of Nightfall, and we see that he was born, and I really forget his origin, but it would be really cool to see that in Gotham if we could get like a few episodes dedicated to that. I mean, that would be amazing. And maybe we'll see that in future episodes. We'll see like future seasons. We'll see origins of other villains. Like they'll take out 3 episodes in a season to literally give us an origin of Bane and characters who aren't really set in Gotham. So I think I talked enough about the whole Venom and Viper storyline, but now I want to get into Maroni and Falcone and Fish Mooney and everything. So we know that. Let's start out with Penguin. Penguin is working with Maroni. He's not working with Maroni, but he's being his little butler and everything like that. And eventually, Penguin spills the beans, tells him the real story, and Maroni's like, slam, I hate you. What the hell? You don't lie to me. I'm awesome, and I came from Dexter. By the way, great actor. So basically Maroni calls up, Gordon. Jim Gordon's like, yep, his storyline's true. What happened is what happened. I was gonna kill him. I didn't kill him. And then Maroni's like, okay, cool, Jim, I'll call you up later. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. He was pissed off too. And then Penguin and Maroni are sort of working together now. So Penguin and Maroni, tag team right there, badass, and Penguin and Maroni are kind of going against Falcone. And we do know that Fish Mooney is working with Falcone, and the reason behind that little girl, not little girl, she's probably like 25, what am I saying, that girl that she brought in to use as a weapon is actually going to get used against Falcone, because we know Fish Mooney, she works with Falcone, but she hates Falcone, we already know that, and basically what she's doing is she's going against Maroni and Falcone. Now, she's already going against Maroni because she's on the side of Falcone, but she's secretly going against Falcone because she's using a sex tool, like I used before. That new girl that she's using is actually going to be a love interest for Falcone. So she's going to be like, kind of that manipulating aspect of it. So that's going to be pretty awesome to see Fish Mooney climb up the steps, the corporal ladder, she's going to take over Falcone and Maroni. So really what I see right here is because we do know that Penguin is with Maroni, but also against Falcone. So really, you got Falcone and Maroni going against each other, but in reality, it's kind of Fish Mooney and Penguin, behind the whole, behind the shades, it's kind of Fish Mooney and Penguin going against each other. And we do know that in the future, in really the Batman storyline that we have today, Penguin is the main crime boss. It's kind of like Penguin's better than all of them. And Fish Mooney is a new character they brought into this TV show. So honestly, I have no clue where she's going. And I like the end of the episode. We know that Fish Mooney is sleeping with one of Maroni's people, so like there's connections and everything is awesome. So honestly, this whole like corrupt crime and everything, and like how like the GCPD is corrupted and town hall, that I love. That aspect of Gotham is awesome. I think that the continuity between the first episode or the fifth episode with that is like spot on. So like that deserves like a 9 out of 10. As the other storylines go, with like Balloon Man, I give like a 6 out of 10, and the Bruce Wayne storyline is like almost a 10 out of 10. I love that. So honestly, the only thing they got to work on is like the main storyline they usually have. Like for instance, the next episode is going to focus on like, my guess is it's something related to Scarecrow. They're not going to give us Scarecrow, but they're going to give us some weak aspect of it. Hopefully it's not a shitty episode, but it's probably going to be pretty good. It's going to be scary, which I'm excited for. So I think that's going to end my review. This is like I said, I give this episode a 6 out of 10. If it was just this episode alone, I give it an 8 out of 10, but I want to hear your review in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like this video. A simple like really helps out my channel, and if you want me to review future episodes of Gotham, just click that like button. I also review Arrow, Flash, Walking Dead. I will be reviewing Constantine, Game of Thrones, the Better Call Saul spinoff, so seriously, there's tons of TV shows I am reviewing, so don't forget to check that out. I'm Tommy from Z&D Comics. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and you have a great day.
Ready, aim, fire.